We ready? Start. I am no stranger to the textile industry and its problem. I have been connected with it since 1937 when I was Minister for Labour and Industries in the government of Madras. Stop. I was then contemplating the idea of having unemployment insurance for labor who were thrown out of employment due to no fault of their own. I prepared a scheme of unemployment insurance which was to be on a contributory basis, and I wanted it to be introduced first in the textile industry as an experimental measure. According to the scheme, the employers and employees should contribute to the common fund and the government bearing the administrative expenses. Before the scheme was implemented, we went out of office, especially during the slump period of 1946-47. The textile mills faced a serious crisis under threat of many units getting into the hands of financiers. We were in office again, and I, as Minister for Labour and Industry, had to intervene and prevent such a catastrophe. When I was Minister for Labour in the Government of India, there was a slump in the textile industry and many of the units were threatened with closure. I have always been of the view that the government should introduce layoff and retrenchment benefits for the workers. Taking advantage of the situation in the textile industry, I prevailed upon the finance minister to agree to the introduction of layoff and retrenchment benefits for workers. This act was passed later and subsequently introduced in other industries also. I have always been closely following the progress of this industry. The shortage of cotton in the country is a continuing source of worry to the industry as well as to the government. We have a large area in the country under cotton cultivation, but the yield per acre is very low. It is necessary to import cotton every year to sustain the production of textiles. The government is giving careful consideration to the formulation of measures to assure adequate supplies of cotton at reasonable prices to all mills so that the objectives of maintaining exports, adequate supplies of yarn and cloth to the consumer and employment are achieved. Modern technique have brought synthetic fiber to the forefront and blended fabrics are in great demand. However, it is heartening to note that recent researches on cotton fabrics have proved that it is possible by chemical treatment to impart to cotton fiber properties which are enjoyed by polyester fibers. Stop.